Hey everyone, Luke Thompson from the Operations Guide. And in this video, I'm going to show you the part 2 to how I, in the real world, automate the majority of my Gmail inbox in order for me to work much, much more effectively. So if you've missed the part 1 of this, I proposed the idea of what would it look like if you actually triaged your email inbox. And so we created this 3-bucket system that is effectively just helping you tidy up around your inbox for a little bit. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely do that before this video. And then right now, we're going to jump right into using this really big prompt, the writing prompt that I had mentioned. And this is what is actually used in my automated responses. So again, if we're just saying, hey, we want AI to write emails like us, we really need to provide it context and some real world use cases for it to have good results. So we're going to take this prompt and we're jumping back over to, this is a platform called N8n. And you may be familiar with tools like Zapier or Make. It's pretty much the same family, but it is actually one of my favorites. Don't tell anyone though. So this same flow can also be reproduced across any of those platforms. All that it's going to do is trigger this automation to happen whenever I label a certain email with needs AI response field. So I'm going to jump in really quickly and show you what this looks like. But I've created an AI response label inside of Gmail. What it's going to do is push it over here and call this OpenAI API. And in that, it's going to pass it the contents of the email, but it's also going to pass it the large set of instructions from that last article. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up and see what it does. Let's jump over to my email inbox and see what it actually looks like. So we have an email that came in that says, looking for help with business operations. So I'll click in, we can see, okay, here's the contents of this message. And imagine that this is a real world example. And all that I have to do to know, hey, I want to send this over to this workflow to trigger my response. All I'll need to do is move it to, and then there is an AI response tag that I made. And that's what's actually triggering this automation to fire off inside of N8n. So it's coming from here, it's pulling all the contents in, it's generating an email reply with OpenAI based on our instructions, and then it is saving it as a draft. And this is, I think, one of the most important parts of the workflow, because I don't want to just hand everything over 100% and say, cool, sounds good, ship it. I want to be able to actually look at it and make sure that nothing crazy happened, or if I want to slightly adjust the tone, or maybe I have a different way that I want to answer it in general. That's what I'm really after. So this allows me to get all the benefits of getting the legwork out of the way, but I still have the final say before it goes out. And I think that's one of the key factors in this. So after we tag that email, all we're going to do is go in here and see what it's actually doing under the hood. So it's taking the email contents, it's going ahead and generating an email reply. So I'll just press this play button right here, and that is what's going to actually generate it for us. We can look in here and see what that looks like. So this is what it looks like over on this right side. And in this, we're wanting it to return in HTML just so that the formatting checks out. And then the last thing we're going to have it do automatically is actually create the draft based on that new writing. So going to click play, that will test our step. And then let's jump back over to the email inbox and check out our saved draft over here. So here's the original email. And down here, you can see, here's our message. Hey, Renee, thanks so much for reaching out and sharing your situation. I completely understand how operational challenges can feel overwhelming, yada, 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 yada. And the cool part about this is we can see that there is a formatting error right here. because the calendar link text is supposed to be hyperlinked. So I can jump in and tweak that slightly. But what it's doing is getting this email so much further along to where it needs to be for me to just look at it, proof it, change a couple things, and click send. And that really is what we're after, is like, how can we crush 85% of the time and mental bandwidth that it takes to form an email like this based on the actual context. So it's pulling the full email thread. So if it's a back and forth conversation, it still works great for that, while still keeping things moving. And so all of this really goes back into how do we get the most return or the most value out of the automations that we're building. So if you're interested in implementing this for yourself, you can grab this N8n template for free. And let me know what you think in the comments, or if there's any specific questions you have or what you want to see next, just let me know. All right, I hope this video has been helpful for you, and I will catch you later. As always, I'm Luke Thompson. Thanks.